Well. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Generational Sports. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Monday night. And we're going to get into everything because that's what we do on this program. Everything from UFC. What does our Twitter bio say that I made like 4 years ago? I think it says everything from UFC to MLB. I don't even know if I have the NFL word in there, which is what we mainly talk about. I should probably change that, improve on the marketing slightly. But, you guys know what we do by this point. If you haven't figured out what the show is about 3 years later, then, well, hey, I'm not exactly sure. That's might not be a me problem.
3 years. Isn't that crazy?
It all started because we were talking about Cam Newton in a sleeper voice chat.
I know. It all this beautiful friendship all started because you pissed me off shit on Cam Newton.
And, well, 3 years later, I can still do it at a drop of a hat.
Stay out of the league, Cam, please, for my mental health's sake.
Well, and for his skill. I mean, nobody wants to see that, you know what I mean? That's a different problem. Josh, how you doing? You doing all right there, pal?
No, I'm back to being not good.
Oh.
Back to being not good. I felt like an old, angry person today.
Okay.
I was driving. First of all, I see way too many kids around town at 1 o'clock on a Monday during a weekday.
Nah, you know what? I'll let you finish, but I'm kind of on the same page as you. Like when I go to my, to Chris's house and the guy I'm doing the podcast with, I usually go over there like 3:30, but like I always go early. So I usually go like 2 hours before, so maybe like 1 o'clock. Josh, am I wrong here that we got out of high school at like 2:30, 2:15?
I got out of high school and junior, senior, I got out at 2:16, but before that it was 3 o'clock my whole life.
Like I see kids just walking around like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, and like not like a couple, like a bunch.
Everywhere for me. Everywhere I go.
I've never been more confuzzled in my life.
Sometimes I'm like, are those kids too young to be in school? But then why are they out here riding around bikes around town? Like, I just get so confused. And today I was driving down the street and this kid decides, I like to put my life in danger and tries to play chicken with me. And I'm going like 25.
Gotta hit him.
And I didn't agree to play. So it was even more dangerous.
I think I
slam on my brakes, and I lower the window. Man, I let that kid get it. And that man was tears. I saw no older than 11.
So you were you were real old today.
Because if he was younger, I'd have been like, "Hey, man, like, don't be stupid." But he looked old enough to know better.
So he did it on purpose, though. You're saying?
Yeah, his friends were like, "Oh, like when he went, they were like, ooh, ooh," and I slammed on my brakes. I lowered, and I was like, "You little," lots of cuss words. I would cuss that kid out. I let him have it.
But I'm the bad guy when I say my kids aren't getting participation trophies.
That is completely different. That is a different situation.
I think I'm breeding.
These truancy officers need to get off their couches and start taking care of these kids, get them in school, get them getting their grades up rather than out here putting their lives in danger. What if I was a bad driver and was looking at my phone or something or not paying attention? That kid may be dead and I'm in jail.
Was it a crosswalk?
No.
Nah, then it's not.
I turned out a light and went like a block, no stop signs or anything. And this kid's at like the catty corner of where I was going, and he just he had a bike, but he sprinted. I was like, "Are you stupid?" Like, God.
The answer was yes, apparently.
Like, I ding dong ditched as a kid, but I never ran in front of a car. I never did that.
I did some questionable things.
Yeah, but never. I mean, certainly stupid things, but that's like.
Nah, I got one real stupid thing that I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Real. I look back and no idea what we were thinking.
I got a lot of those moments too where I look back and I'm disgusted with myself and my decisions.
And don't get me wrong, I was the youngest one at the time because I was with my brother and his friends, but still knew it was a terrible idea, even at the age of like 9.
I think it also got me more mad because I know, and I feel like this is a rare thing, I know multiple people that have been like hit by cars as like a pedestrian. No kid on Halloween flew 15 feet in the air, saw it with my own 2 eyes. Craziest thing I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
never have I seen somebody get hit by a car.
Actually, the anniversary of that will be in about 15 days. It was Halloween.
Josh, you got an interesting life there, kid. You know that?
Small town, a lot of weird things happen.
I mean, listen, I'm not out here living in New York City. I think maybe I think it was over the summer. Actually, some guy I think got mad for some reason, drove his truck right into the high school and middle school doors, knocked them down.
Jesus.
No, I mean it was over the summer, so nobody's there. But like, also, I don't really understand the point.
I know a couple.
But it's funny though now because now I drive past the middle school or the high school. They have like the concrete bars in front of the doors now. So, but
Oh man,
life goes on. Life goes on.
but that's why I'm bad, and I lost basically every bet this weekend. So
Josh, I haven't placed a bet in a very long time.
good for you.
I looked at the schedule. No, it's not good for me because you didn't let me finish, right? I looked at the schedule this week and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling confident in some of these things, right? I look Eagles -6.5. I was like, and we're gonna get into all these games, of course. I thought the Eagles were an absolute lock. And then you hear that Sauce Gardner and their other cornerback out for the game with concussions. I'm like, this gets even better. So I got Eagles -6.5. I got AJ Brown over his receiving yards, which I think was like 73.5.
Mm-hmm.
I got 49ers money line, and then I had Calvin Ridley over his receiving yards, which is like 63.5. First of all, the Colts give up 100 plus yards to the number one wide receiver of the other team every game so far, basically. Calvin Ridley doesn't do anything. Eagles lose. And then AJ Brown and the 49ers won for me. But like, I looked at that bet and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the easiest 250 I've ever won. And then by the time the Fox game came, I was like, well, there goes that one.
I had a very similar situation where I was like, 9.5 for San Francisco is a little too much. You know, when you start reaching 10 in the NFL, you don't take it.
It's scary hours.
Yeah, but money line in McCaffrey anytime touchdown was plus money. I was like, oh, yeah, PJ Walker against that defense, McCaffrey to score. We already talked about it last week. You'd have millions of dollars if you just did that.
2.7, I believe it's up to now.
Yeah. So Christian McCaffrey scores. I'm like, yeah, GG's, free bread. Doesn't happen. This week sucked. It was a bad week.
What do you mean? McCaffrey scored.
49ers didn't win.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Oh, my God, you're right. Holy shit.
He pushed it right.
Oh, my God. Wow. Why did I really just think that the 49ers – wow. See, that's how unbelievable it is.
I know. He pushed it right. He just didn't even fit in this
Why did I think they won? I knew that they didn't win.
Nope.
Wow. You just saw a stroke live on television. Or the internet. I was so sure that they won when you said that. Wow. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Hey, Gridiron's back again. What's going on there?
King himself.
That's absolutely true. Wow. That's just like deflated my mind for a second.
Now your whole entire thoughts.
No, like, because you should have stopped me earlier because I said that the 49ers won in my parlay.
I heard you say that, but I thought you meant something. I thought you meant the Ridley hit or something. I was like,
no, Ridley didn't hit. He only had like 30. Yeah, I think he had 29 yards. 49ers lost. Eagles lost. I'm never betting again.
I wish I could say the same, but today I saw the men's basketball rankings came out. I was like, oh, I'm back. I can't wait.
Although there is a same game, no sweat parlay
Yeah.
for the Thursday night thing on FanDuel. So
FanDuel will be getting me with those profit boosts and like, no sweat. You get it back if
yeah.
you
Oh, that was the other thing. I took a profit boost on the on a same game parlay. I think for the 1 o'clock games. So I did the Bengals spread, and then I took the over in the game because I was like, it's the Bengals and the Seahawks. Both these teams score all the time. And I took Geno Smith over on his passing yards. That lost as well.
I'll tell you one thing, though. If you don't like gambling and you're against it, but you do want to put your money where your mouth is sports-wise, Underdog Fantasy has a promo going where if you use code GenZ, you can double your first deposit up to $100.
I was going to say, I believe it's up to $100. So that means you're telling me I download the Underdog Fantasy app, right?
Yep. Step one.
I go into the they're going to ask me for a promo code, right?
Absolutely.
And I type in Gen Z, GENZ.
Step two.
I deposit 100.
Step three.
And then they're going to match that with an extra 100.
Yeah, that one is going to turn into a two.
So I get a free $100 for using code Gen Z to double my first spot.
Instantly. Then you just win money. Then you win.
I can't believe people wouldn't accept this deal.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
I mean, I don't know how you could look at that and say I'm not going to do it. You know how people say silly goose things of that nature?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be the silliest of all the geese to not take that.
Of all the geese. All of them.
Josh, now speaking of that, real quick before we get into everything, I found out that Full House is on HBO Max. I'm currently 1.5 seasons in.
You know what's up funny today? I watched. I don't know why it was on my recommended on YouTube, but Disney Channel was live streaming all of Halloween Towns, all of them. And I sat there for an hour and a half and watched the first one. Love those movies, man. I'm more into Halloween as I've gotten older than I was as a kid.
I don't see. I've never been into it either way.
I think it's like kind of nostalgia though. Like, oh, I remember dressing up as Anakin and getting the scar on my face.
Oh no! Full House is on HBO. The OG Full House. I think Fuller House is on Netflix, which I watched a couple episodes of. Didn't get into.
I wasn't a Full House kid. I wasn't.
See, I mean, we're both technically too young for it.
Yeah,
I think the final season was in like 90 something.
Yeah,
but wonderful program.
I've heard good things.
You've never even watched it at all?
No, I've seen it here and there, but never like consistent.
You watch that first season and tell me you don't want to live a life like Uncle Jesse. You're lying to yourself. This man was just
looking at him. I'd like to live.
This man was just bagging baddies the whole first season.
I know what he looks like, so I already know I'd love to be him. I already know that.
The whole first season is just him making out with baddies. Imagine getting that role. Yeah. Like, hey, guess what? First season, you're just vibing.
You're him. You just get to be him.
I gotta get into acting, although I would never get a part like that. Anyway, how about we get into the actual reason people here? That's the whole sports thing. It's kind of in the title of our name. UFC 294 is this weekend out in Abu Dhabi. Now, is it the main card that starts at 2, or is that when the actual event kicks off? I can never remember these things.
It probably. Oh my god, man, that just upset me now. That you're right. It is in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I know. I hate the early ones. I like it late at night because then I get to go.
How am I supposed to enjoy some adult beverages to watch a title fight at 2:00?
Oh no, it is the main card that starts at 2 because the prelims is saying starts at 10 a.m. Prelims start at 10 a.m.
I won't be watching those.
I will be there. I'll be watching them.
I don't know about all the prelims. I might be asleep still.
But let me share the screen real quick because
God, the time zone just ruined me too. It says 9 a.m. for me. Get out of my face. 9 a.m. on a Saturday.
Let's go to the final 3 fights. Why don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think this is where the money is being made. Ankalaev and Johnny Walker, unbelievable fight. Can't wait to watch it. I'll be there. I'll be there watching it for sure. And then you go to the final 2 fights, and well, that's obviously not what we signed up for originally.
No.
But honestly, I think I kind of like it more.
I think it's way better. Way better.
Well, I mean, I would have liked to see Oliveira go against Makhachev again.
I agree. I think we will eventually too.
I do believe, unless obviously Volk wins this fight, which I hope he does. I think he won the first one. Till my deathbed, he won the first fight.
Yep, I agree.
I think it was even going to that 5th round. He had some moments in the 5th round, finished on top in the 5th round. But that fight previous, Kamaru Usman now steps in for, I believe it was
Paulo Costa.
There you go. To fight Khamzat Chimaev. Big. I think this is like the first time he's been an underdog since his first title fight against Tyron Woodley which is where he won his title and obviously went on that long run of being just an absolute dog.
Mm-hmm.
This is, and then I guess they said that the winner of this is going to go on to fight Strickland for the title. I'm excited for this.
I am way more excited for this because I don't think that was the outcome if it was Costa. I don't think the win, if Khamzat won, yeah, he was going to get a title fight. But I don't think if Costa won, he would have immediately gotten it. Because it would have been an upset if Costa won. I mean, look at Usman Costa. Usman's a huge favorite. So imagine I can't even remember what the odds were for Costa in this matchup. But
I have no idea.
For those that don't know, Costa had an infection in his arm or something.
His elbow. He had to get surgery on his elbow.
Yeah. And Charles had a nasty cut from sparring that he probably could have fought through, but, one jab and it's opened and, he's exposed. So
I also don't understand why you're going that hard in sparring that you're going to get cut that bad.
Close. I don't know, man. What did you get caught with?
10 days away, he had to pull out.
How bad do you think his sparring partner felt? Just awful feeling.
Yeah, he'll never spar with Charles Oliveira again.
Yeah, but I'm very excited for all three of these fights. I feel like not enough people are talking about Ankalaev versus Walker. Ever since Johnny Walker got knocked out by Jamal Hill, which was one of the craziest, weirdest reactions to a knockout I've ever seen.
Crazy.
The craziest thing. But since then, he's been on a tear. And everyone knows that Jamal Hill was the champion before his injury playing basketball. But Johnny Walker's been on a tear since then. We know Ankalaev. I think his last fight was a draw with Blachowicz, I believe was his last fight.
Yep.
So now we get to see them. This could have title implications too. Very well matched people. And then obviously Usman versus Khamzat. This is
why can I not think of who the lightweight champion is right now?
Isn't it vacant?
Yeah, actually, yeah, because isn't Pereira?
Yeah, Pereira fought.
Well, no, isn't Pereira versus who is for the title?
Oh, Yuri's back. Yeah. That fight's gonna be the promo for that fight. Insane.
Because
two tribal chiefs.
I was going to say
at it.
It's going to be WWE.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. But this co-main, I mean, Usman handled Gilbert Burns pretty well, and to this day, Khamzat's biggest test and the one where he looked the most exposed was against Gilbert Burns. That was a close fight. It wasn't just all Khamzat. And so now we get to see Usman, who, like you said, was on a tear for a very long time. And
I mean, he held the title until last year from 2019. So
and he didn't have a great performance against Leon. So I think everyone was kind of like, dang, what's next for Kamaru? He's not going to get an immediate rematch. He's lost 2 straight. And this opportunity comes up, he has a chance to jump right back to the top. With a win here and then a win against Strickland, he's champ again in a different weight class. So that fight's going to be insane. And then we all know what's coming in the title fight, just an absolute war. We'll get to see who adjusts to what. Is Islam going to go more of a stand-up attack? How concerned is Volk going to be about the ground control now? Because that's seemingly what the judges thought won the fight for Islam. So how concerned is Volk about that? How quickly, when eventually he is on the ground, how quickly and aggressively is he going to try to get back up? So I'm very, very excited for this card. Not happy that 1 o'clock it's main card time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that is tough. I mean, it's a Saturday though, Josh. What do you mean you can't enjoy an adult beverage at 1 o'clock?
Because I enjoy adult beverages usually Friday night. But I mean, I don't know. It's 1 o'clock.
You want a blender? Screw it.
That's what I'm thinking now. Now it's going through my head. I'm like, gosh. Yeah, that's happening.
Sometimes
I'm very excited for this.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, Josh. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that'll be this weekend. Still very excited for that one. Josh, real quick, did you watch the Logan Paul Dylan Dennis?
I did. Wasted my time watching that.
Can you believe that apparently 1.3 million people bought that?
I can't believe people still buying it.
I was gonna say that.
Especially because that audience is well aware of the internet and everything you can do on there. It's crazy to me.
Dylan Dennis is still talking on the internet, bro. If you He talked crazy, sold the hell out of the fight. He
Yeah.
landed 9 punches.
I don't think he did. I
No,
saw
he
that.
did.
I
That's his
saw
plan.
that, but I think he landed less. I don't think he landed 9.
I mean, and he's still talking like, "Oh, you ran away from me." Like, what are we? Are we
I
sure
think
that he
Logan could
didn't
have
care?
easily KO'd him though. Like I think there were many opportunities to knock him
Yeah,
out,
there were a
but
couple times he was in the corner on the ropes, and I was like, "Bro, just keep going." Like, why
he
are you
got
back up?
caught one time with the counter, and it was a good counter by Dana. So I think that's probably why he didn't go for the knockout. But there were a couple times where I was like, dude, you can finish him. Like he had the power very easily to do it.
What a waste of time that was.
Do you think KSI won?
I feel like people are saying that, but also there's just a lot of hugging happening from both
That's
of
what I'm
them.
saying. I don't think anyone had an advantage, but the point deduction, like KSI has to win. Like no one really took
Well,
control.
did you see though that it got overturned from a majority decision to unanimous for Fury?
Oh, that's even worse. Oh,
So
no.
he's complaining after the fight, and then we're gonna get this taken to a review.
We're gonna appeal it.
We're gonna appeal. That's the word I was looking for, my dumbass. We're gonna appeal it, blah blah, and then bam, yeah, you appealed it all right, and right
They're
into
like, you know what?
decision.
You're right. We were wrong. We were wrong about this decision. You didn't win a single round.
You didn't win at all. Yo, I mean, I'm watching ESPN right now. Actually, it's back to the things that we might actually care about. They're putting flag football in the Olympics in 2028.
Yeah.
Now, does this mean that like NFL players can do it?
I'm sure they can. I
Because
doubt
let me tell you something.
Tyreek out there.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill, like Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
You put Travis Kelce on a flag football team against the rest of the world. I mean, there is just what would the score be?
185-7.
No, I don't even think a touchdown's being scored because
I think they take out the starters and put in the non-football player athletes.
Because even then, you go over the defense, put like Sauce on one side. Who's another? Why can I
pick any Xavier Howe, pick anybody.
I mean,
Pat
yeah,
Surtain.
that's true. You put Aaron Donald right there. After 3 Mississippi, you can go and get him.
There's shout out Trill Withers show. They talked about this when that sprinter was like, "How are you gonna call yourself world champions?"
Yeah,
and they were talking about if football was in the Olympics, and they were like, "What are the Netherlands left tackles doing against Miles Garrett?" Like, what is Lithuania's corners gonna do when they see Tyreek Hill?
Nah,
it
would be like witchcraft.
Yeah. How do you even like build a roster as other countries?
Oh my god! I pray that the NFL lets people play flag football. Can you imagine how amazing that would be to watch?
It'd be beautiful. It'd be a spectacle.
I really don't. I don't think that teams will let their players go. But I mean,
it'll be like guys that were good in college but didn't crack it in the NFL. It'll be a lot of those guys.
Bro, you could put Tim Tebow in his current state right now out there. We're putting up 80.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Flag football in the Olympics. I want to fast forward 2028. Why isn't it in the 2024 Olympics? Yeah, I saw that baseball for the 2024 Olympics because they're putting baseball and softball in the 2028 ones too. You know that breakdancing is an Olympic sport?
That's interesting.
That is in the 2024 Olympics, apparently. Unless I got duped by the internet, but I'm pretty sure that was real count.
Breakdancing, man. Respect to people that are good at breakdancing, but
an Olympic sport though? What are we talking about?
Is it? Because I don't think it's a sport. Like
I wouldn't exactly.
There is some dancing stuff, like I'm gonna butcher all the names, but like ice skating, where they got to do all.
Yeah.
Like those take like crazy athleticism and balance and skill. Breakdancing, like if you got like moves, like like if I'm out, what's this, Judge? Huh? You see this? Ooh, gotcha. Ooh, pass it back.
Hey.
Oh, wrong one.
Come on, bro. What are we? Oh, hey.
We could get gold. We could get gold.
Put us in the Olympics, USA. I'm trying out. It might be a little late. You guys probably already have your teams, but like, hey.
No, I don't think you'd be interested because we might get a non-winner medal, so we might not.
No. I would only.
I don't know
I wouldn't even accept it, so it doesn't matter. I would
So
only
if we got
accept
silver in the Olympics,
silver. I'm
you would.
taking it off. Taking it off. Spit right on it.
That's hilarious.
All right, let's get into Monday Night Football because we actually have a. I say this, but we have a good game on paper.
Yes.
That would be the Cowboys. Oh, look at this. A little brawl. Oh, my God. They're throwing haymakers.
Who?
Moments ago, I'm seeing it on ESPN right now, a little brawl before the game. They're like actually throwing punches. That wasn't a little like pushing back and forth.
I want to see it.
They were kind of throwing real punches out here. Austin Eckler is back, which helps my fantasy team.
Oh my God, my fantasy teams are falling apart.
Yo, you got bodied this week.
I know.
In the league that we're in.
And I always forget about the London games. I left D-Hop in over Mike Evans, which actually worked out because Mike Evans didn't do anything. But, yeah, my opponent just so happened.
It didn't work out. D-Hop got 3 points.
Mike Evans had 0.
No, he had 8. What are you talking about?
Oh, he had 0 when I checked. I didn't check again around like halftime. So
you won this week.
No, I didn't.
Oh, my God. Yes, you did.
No, in the ESPN league?
Yes.
No, I didn't. You're lying to me. Do not do this to me.
I'm checking right now. Bro, you won 117.44 to 117.4.
Not even possible. It's not even possible.
I'm looking at it.
If I look at this and I am losing.
Brother, I swear on my life.
Because Breece Hall had 6 points.
Yeah, and then he scored a touchdown. He had 54 receiving yards. You won by 0.04. That is insanity.
I don't believe it yet.
I saw that you were losing too, and I was like, oh. I'm not gonna lie, I was happy because you're ahead of me in the standings. And I was like, okay, good. That's another loss for Josh. Like I'll move up or be tied with him.
Oh my God, what?
When did that happen? How did you win?
How? Ramondre. Who did? Because he's I'm shocked right now. I counted up as a loss. Like
I did too. This is the first time I'm looking at everybody else's score.
Because even like around halftime of the late afternoon games, it looked near impossible. Like it was 99 for the other dude.
Nah, that is insanity.
Let's go. Okay. Well, I'm still upset because injuries are killing me. I only have 2 quarterbacks in the sleeper league we're in, and it's Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence, and they both might be out. Then I got like 5 guys on a bye week.
Bro, the one league that we're in, I only have 1 quarterback, and
I'm playing Alex next week, who has the best team in the league. He's undefeated. So I might just chalk it up.
Which one is it? Is it y'all got one more?
Yeah. Like, look at my team. Look at everyone on the bye week.
I'm 4-1 in that league.
So am I. You're right behind me. It's Alex, me, you.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But you're going to probably pass me this week because everybody's on a bye week. And I have to pick up Tyler Badgett and CJ Beathard just in case both my quarterbacks are out. Unless Malik Willis starts.
I didn't even think my team in this league was that good.
I did a lot of work this offseason to put myself
Jimmy G, Kenneth Walker, Jonathan Taylor, Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin. This man Adam Thielen is the greatest wide receiver of all time, by the way.
9th in the league in receiving yards.
Oh, I'm going to lose next week, though. I got Adam Thielen and Jamar Chase on a bye. Tragic.
I have Tony Pollard, Chuba. So many players on a bye. So many players. And my quarterbacks are both going to be out. So I'm chalking next week as a dub already.
I'll be 5-1. I'll be 5-1 in that league. I'll be 3-3 in our ESPN league. You'll be.
I won that.
No, I can't believe you did either.
God.
I'm actually shocked because I do remember looking like you were screwed.
I was cooked.
Wow. I mean, I guess it probably helped you out that, in the 4:00 games that Let's see. What did he? Oh yeah, that Kittle. Well, Kittle got 1 point for him in the one.
Gabe Davis didn't do anything, and he fumbled.
No fumble for Gabe Davis on here, at least.
Didn't he fumble though?
That third interception for Hurts probably.
Yeah,
That won it for you.
Wowzers!
Wow, that is insanity. I did not think that. Wow, you're a lucky man. I will never forget my first year playing fantasy. I think either one of my first or second semifinals to get into the championship. I lost by 0.01. I'm disgusted. I don't even look at my team. I look like a day before the final week in the championship. All of a sudden, it says I'm in the championship. I made it to the championship on a stat correction.
Oh wow!
So
I think this is the first time I've won, or even had a game where it was one of those 0.0 wins. This is the first time that's ever happened to me. Win or loss.
Is wild.
Wow,
that really is wild.
Go me, bro! Come on.
Wow. I told you. Oh, by the way, listen. Like I said, so sorry that happened to Achan, but Mostert, big fan. 34 points for me. And what have I been telling Josh? Who's been on Amon-Ra St. Brown for 2 years now? I mean, guy put up 12 for 124 and a touch.
All of my running backs on that. I had Nick Chubb, and then I picked up Achan. Like, it was going to be so beautiful. My team was so beautiful.
See, I'm beautiful until somebody comes back on that team and takes touches away from Mostert, because now that I got Eckler back,
I don't think anybody's taking touches away from Mostert. Like, Achan will get his job back, but his job was also like, Mostert's a starter. You're going to get something.
Yeah, but he always took, like, I don't know. I feel like goal line, he always went in, and it would piss me off.
Yeah. And he also would break one for like 56.
I mean, Mostert's been consistent, though, like 13, 25. He had the 45 week. Then he had 5 in that one against Buffalo. But, I mean, the whole offense sucked that week. Yeah. Then he gave me another 15 and then 34. So I believe he's like the number 2 or 1 fantasy running back this season.
Yeah, I think
he's number 2 right. He's 2 right now, at least.
2. Oh, McCaffrey?
I would assume McCaffrey. But anyway, back to the Monday night game. We're split on this one. You have the Cowboys going into this one. I have the Chargers. I don't know how I feel about it. These are one of the games that I would think, Chargers at home. I believe they are coming off the bye week. You would think that, they're well prepared for this one. Cowboys got
Staley.
What?
With Staley.
Well, exactly my point.
You could be prepared, but it's out the window when that game starts.
Oh, yeah, when the analytics get into everything, I'm sure there'll be, a 4th and 1 at their own 10-yard line, and, he'll decide to go for it instead of kicking a field goal or decide to punt it. And he'll give the Cowboys it'll be up 6, but if we get this, we win the game. And then the Cowboys score a touchdown to win somehow. But listen, it should be a good game. Keenan Allen is off to, has to be, I would imagine, the best start of his career. Justin Herbert looks absolutely unbelievable. Like, this is the best Justin Herbert we've ever seen. And obviously, a lot of people think, me included, that he could be an MVP one day. I don't know why he's not really in the conversation.
Because they suck as a team, I think, probably.
Yeah, but I don't know. Aren't they like, what are they? I don't know what their record is.
4-2 max. 3-2 max.
But even then, you got to look at the actual stats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when it's so tough when there's like
1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception so far.
You have to do what Tua's doing right now. If your guys like Tua, Herbert, like, because Mahomes, Burrow, and Allen if their numbers are decent, like, they're going to be ahead of all of you. I
think. All right, so they're 2-2 right now, right? He comes out this week, has like this week against the Cowboys. If he goes because they'll probably throw the ball 45 times. I'll say like 32 of 47, 2 or 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I think honestly he might be leading the charge for the MVP
over Tua.
You're right.
Tyreek is 186 yards away from hitting one.
No, see, here's my thing. Like,
that's crazy.
I mean, I guess he did have a stinker against the Raiders, sort of. He only had one touchdown, one interception, only 167 yards. But I mean, like some of these stats are like 40 of 47, 405 yards, three touchdowns, no picks against Minnesota. Like even they lost in overtime against the Titans. He was 27 of 41, 305, two touchdowns. Now, you're probably right, though. Two is probably over him because they played week one. That was a 36-34 loss. He was 23 of 33, 229 and a touchdown. I'm sure Tua.
I agree. I think you're not wrong. I think if anyone else is the coach and not losing them games, like he could be the MVP front runner. But I mean, Tua's what 5-1.
Oh, so he had three total touchdowns against the Raiders, though, because he had two rushing touchdowns as well. I didn't know. Oh, and he had a rushing touchdown against the Dolphins, too. So he's got 10 total touchdowns to one interception. I mean, hey.
Those are MVP numbers to start a season, but Tua's putting up some historical type of trajectories right now.
Let me look up Tua real quick.
Gridiron here says Dak is going to put up back-to-back duds in prime time. I hope not because I have the Cowboys, but I would not be surprised.
I would be surprised. That I feel like the Chargers defense just doesn't do anything, even though Brandon Staley is a defensive head coach and they have stars all over the place on defense. They still just never actually do what they're supposed to do.
Khalil Mack comes out and gets 6 again. That defense isn't as bad.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So Tua has 1,876 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So he has 4 more picks. He has
8 more touchdowns. You said 18 touchdowns or 14?
14.
So 4 more touchdowns and what?
So, but then he has 14 total touchdowns because he has no rushing. Herbert has 10. Obviously, he's played one more game too because the Chargers have already had their bye week.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he does have 700 more yards than him. So yeah, I guess.
After you read off the stats, I think it's closer than I thought it was. But
yeah.
Even then, is Herbert 2 in the race?
Is what?
Is Herbert number 2 in the race right now? Is it Tua Herbert? Because I don't think Josh Allen is up there. I think he's had a rough start.
Josh Allen after week 1 and this week. I mean, obviously not what Hurts drops off after this week a little bit.
Mahomes is always going to be in there, but he doesn't have amazing numbers yet.
I was going to say,
McCaffrey's not going to be in the race.
No, they just don't. They refuse.
Purdy's not up there. Yeah, I think those are probably top 2.
I mean, listen, I've been pushing for Herbert. I picked him several times already in our show to be an MVP eventually, and I think it will happen. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if the team goes on a run, if they finish the season 12-5 somehow, they only lose 3 games the rest of the way, which obviously won't happen because it's the Chargers, and they'll find ways to lose. And he puts up, he's going to throw for 40 touchdowns. I have a feel, somewhere around there, 30, 30, 40.
He'll probably hit 40 total. Yeah.
And I mean, if he's not going to turn the ball over, like I said, 1 interception so far, you're obviously going to put yourself in a position, but. Yeah, it probably is Tua leading right now just because, I mean, I think they're averaging 37 points per game.
Yeah. They were 36 before this week. When you're in the 30s, there's no reason the number should go up anymore. But they
exactly. That number's absolutely usually going down because it's damn, you guys didn't put up 35. It's going to go down a little bit, but then it doesn't matter because they're putting up 40 spots.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this should be an interesting, matchup Monday night. Obviously, Herbert against that defense. You got to see how the defensive line for the Cowboys are going to play up against the Chargers offensive line. I want to see the Slater Parsons thing. That matchup should be fun. Keenan Allen versus Gilmore, I imagine, is going to be on him. Austin Eckler against that linebacking core. Probably Van Der Esch. And then, you switch over to the other side. How's the offensive line going to go against Khalil Mack? I don't know if Bosa is playing in this one. I know that the last time I had heard anything, it was kind of still up in the air. But obviously Derwin's there. So, and they traded away J.C. Jackson. So it'll probably, Sante Samuel Jr. up against, CeeDee Lamb. And, maybe double him, take him out of the equation, make Dak beat with somebody else. So I'm definitely intrigued. This, like I said, on paper, this would be a very fun game.
I mean, We have to hope so because primetime games this season have been
Bro.
awful.
Bro.
Awful. Why are the Giants on 4 primetime games in the first 6 weeks? Why is that? They were good last year,
The
but
New
they
York
weren't
market.
great.
It's the New York market.
I hate that though. Like,
No, I do too. Because listen, as the end, I mean, I get it though. Like from a ratings point of view, and it's like obviously you want to put the bigger markets on.
I don't. It's on national television.
Yeah, but still, you want to put the bigger markets on because obviously, if a New York team is playing, you're going to get more people from New York to tune in than
We should declare that Kansas City and San Francisco are bigger markets than New York.
See,
Let's declare it.
that is the part where I understand you though too, because like even if the market's bigger, you can't tell me that. Like, what was the game this week that was probably very good that they didn't put prime time?
Week 1, LA versus Minnesota. I mean, we just had even
No, but I mean this week. Like, what was a game they
New
could've-
York versus Philly on paper preseason should have been primetime.
Yeah, preseason that's prime time.
Cleveland versus San Francisco probably should have been primetime. Like on paper preseason, Watson versus Purdy and the 49ers. Like, don't get it.
Obviously, you can't change every single game, but
And who's this Thursday? New Orleans, Jacksonville?
yeah.
What's the big market there? What are we doing?
Yeah, but every team has to play on Thursday. Every team.
Who decided that? I don't like it.
I
don't want to see. We already saw the Panthers play on Thursday, and that was bad enough. I don't ever want to see it again.
Well, you won't this season. They got their one Thursday night game out of the way.
I think we have a Monday though.
Really?
I think Houston might be Monday after the bye week.
Houston?
Number 1 versus number 2. Stroud versus Young. They always do that.
That just doesn't.
I'm not excited for it either.
I mean, I wouldn't be. But CJ Stroud's a guy, though, by the way.
He's phenomenal.
See how the Patriots looked like against the Saints and then what CJ Stroud did?
Yeah.
Giants also won a playoff game and brought in Waller. That is an excellent point. They were good
good.
last year.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be improved this year. So
that's not enough for 4 through the first 6 weeks for me. That's just
four games through the first 6 weeks is definitely wild. Because what they've played, I know they played Sunday night.
Opening week against Dallas.
Yeah, that was Sunday night.
Then obviously, I don't know who else.
Do they
have?
I
don't remember because it was that of the game.
They probably got their Thursday night game in already. I would assume. I don't know. Who knows? But Josh has the Cowboys. I got the Chargers tonight. We will see how that goes for both of us. Josh, I see that you have a Panthers right here, so I'm just gonna let you go.
Yeah, this might take a little bit. I don't know where it's all going to lead to. I do have notes, but I just haven't talked about the Panthers yet this season. And I just see a lot.
Before you get into it, this is a great point by Gridiron. Thursday should be exclusively division games. I think that would make it a lot more fun.
I like that.
Because division games are usually, gritty, fun, hard hitting, things of that nature. Yeah, rivalry games, like they usually just mean more. If each Thursday night game was a division, and I mean, obviously you have enough games to do that, and you can spread them out, have, or maybe even if it's not divisional, like have those teams that don't like each other, like the Titans and the Ravens, like they had, that rivalry going for a little bit. The Cowboys and the 49ers, like that's a game you could stick on a Thursday or I mean, obviously they did it on a Sunday night and it didn't work out because the Cowboys got absolutely demolished. But, games of that nature, you could put it in prime time instead of, random. But go ahead on your Panthers, Josh.
Yeah, I haven't talked about them yet this season because there was really not a lot to talk about, like good or bad. It was just kind of like what's happening. And there's nothing happening. But, recently through 6 weeks, I guess, Stroud has been really, really good. Phenomenal, I would say. He threw his first interception, so can we all just shut up with the consecutive attempts or whatever? And all these people on Twitter, like, I told everyone draft time. I told everyone Stroud's going to be way better than Bryce Young. Shut the fuck up. Like, what you thought that was some phenomenal take? Like, you just told everyone Tom Brady was going to be the GOAT? Like, no. CJ Stroud just single-handedly beat Georgia if it wasn't for a shanked kick, and Bryce Young had his worst college season. Like, up until a week before the draft, everyone thought Carolina was going with CJ Stroud. You aren't some genius because you went with what the entire general media said. Okay. And it's not even that Bryce has been bad. CJ has just been amazing. Like it's Bryce's numbers aren't terrible. He started off slow. He's made rookie mistakes because guess what? He is a rookie. And CJ Stroud has not made rookie mistakes. He's looked like a veteran out there. He's made very smart decisions. He's not panicking in the pocket when it closes. He's not forcing dumb passes. He's just playing like a pro. And I'm very happy for CJ. I said it pre-draft. I said if we draft CJ Stroud, I'll be very happy because I know what I'm getting. An accurate quarterback with a strong arm. We know what we're getting. And when we drafted Bryce Young, I said I'm very excited at the potential and the upside of it. But to say that it's just automatically through 6 games the Panthers made the wrong decision, like sure, you can go hindsight's 2020.
Always is.
Did we give up like a lot to get him? Yeah, that's the price you pay to draft a quarterback that's supposed to run your franchise for the next 15 to 20 years. That's the price to pay. And now everyone's like, well, Bryce probably could have been there at 6 or 7. No shot he would have been there. No chance. Okay, even if the Bears keep that first pick, go Will Anderson, and then it's still CJ2, Anthony 4. Bryce is still there at 5, 6, 7. He's not falling to 9. Another team is jumping up there, grabbing him, or the Raiders or Seahawks or somebody else, the Falcons. They would have taken him. He wasn't a bum in the draft class. There's a reason he was a #1 pick because he was a highly touted prospect. And it's not that he's been bad or anything. He's made a lot of good decisions this past week. He was great against the Dolphins. He was very good. Very happy with what I've seen from him. The O-line has struggled a lot, and it's been very banged up. Icky, who we drafted in the top 10 the year before, not been good. It has not been good for him. I'm just going to say it has been ugly. Obviously, he's very young, and he did battle some injuries his rookie year. So there's still time to grow, but the O-line as a whole has been ugly and bad. In the backfield, we paid Miles Sanders, but Chuba Hubbard has been the best running back on the field. So now, there's confusion. Do we give the guy we paid more carries or the guy that's playing better more carries? I go with the guy that's playing better, but it's probably not going to happen. And the play calling, got announced today that Thomas Brown is taking over play calling, which is a very. I like the move. I think it should have been done, after week 4. But what does Frank do? He's an offensive guy, He was a play caller for Philly when they won it all in 2017. He did all that in Indianapolis, and now he's here. He can't call plays. He's giving up play calling duties. I don't think Frank's an amazing head coach. I was excited at the staff we brought in, with Evero from Denver and then Thomas Brown from LA. There's a lot of like that. Jim Caldwell's on the staff. Like we got a lot of veteran coaches in there.
Is McCown there, the quarterback coach?
Josh McCown. Josh McCown's
He's the quarterback coach, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, the offseason, I think when people were ranking like receiving cores, we're bottom 3. Like the best people would rank us was 29th. So there were no high expectations, and to sit here through 6 weeks and be like Bryce sucks. It's like, didn't you guys all rank our receiving core as like the worst in the league all offseason? Like, yeah, it's going to be tough, but guess what? Through all of this, crap with the offensive line and the bad play calling, Adam Thielen is 9th in the league in receiving yards. Him and Bryce have found a way to build a connection through all the crap going on. And now there's all this stuff, Frank is, I've just never seen a man do. How do we have back-to-back coaches that just don't know how to handle press conferences? Like, just don't know how to say words. It's like, I called a play for Adam Thielen. He wasn't on the field. What do you mean? Why is there a play where it's only for Adam Thielen? I agree. I said that last year. We went on that run with Wilkes. The team was fully bought in him, and we were playing really well. But, man, Tepper as an owner is just so confusing because he says he wants to spend all the money he can to win and wants to bring in guys that win. Well, guess what? We were winning. We almost made the playoffs. And then you let that guy go. And then we still haven't paid Brian Burns, which, I mean, and now while I'm here, Terrence Marshall, Dante Jackson, and Jeremy Chin are all on the trade block. Okay, cool. So what are we doing here? We get our quarterback. We give up all of our assets to get him. And now we're going to blow up the roster. So we just have nothing here for the young quarterback. Yeah, that's going to be great for him to just have nothing year after year. I understand trading to try to get back some assets because late first round picks are better than none, which we currently have none for the next two
Yeah.
seasons. So I understand, if I'd like to keep Brian Burns. I really would. He's the heart of that defense. He's the best player on the roster. I would love to keep him. But if there's a good enough offer out there, like last year, Philly was offering 2 firsts. If there's an offer like that still out there, we kind of got to take it because the defense is not good. Brian Burns isn't going to just, hold it all together with a crappy secondary, and J.C. Horn can't stay healthy. Dante Jackson can't stay healthy. So if there's offers out there, do it. But trading a guy like Terrence Marshall when you haven't even given him opportunity, like I know Rule drafted him in the second round, but there's still talent there. Like he can still play given the opportunity. Jeremy Chin we paid, Dante Jackson we paid. I understand you want to move these guys, get off their salary, then you better open up your pocketbook in the offseason. Like don't trade all of these contracts away, have all this cap space, and don't do shit with it in the offseason. That doesn't do anybody any good.
How do you feel about the report of Tepper stepping over everybody to draft Bryce Young instead of Stroud that they apparently wanted?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. We're here now. That's like I keep seeing people on Twitter like Frank wanted CJ, Tepper wanted Young. It's like, okay, well, guess what? We have Bryce Young. We gave up 2 firsts.
Like the only I get where you're coming from, but the only reason I would care about that is like all right, it's weird. It's kind of like a weird thing, but it's like where I'm at with the Yankees, right?
Mm-hmm.
As much as people like, oh, fire Aaron Boone, the head coach of the or the manager of the Yankees, right? Fire Aaron Boone, whatever. But Brian Cashman would still be there, and Brian Cashman is the one that hires the head coach, and he believes in analytics till the death of him, apparently. So if you're going to fire Aaron Boone, you're going to bring in another guy that does the exact same thing because the analytics are running the team, not the actual manager. That's the only reason I would care about the owner thing because, you see with like Jerry Jones and stuff, if you have a super involved owner, then the people that are supposed to be making decisions on your football team literally cannot do it because it's like, okay, I want this person. Our football people say this, and the owner comes in, hey, listen, guys, I own the team. I have a ton of money. I know you guys said this, but I want this. Like, I don't like. Maybe it's only happened in that one situation, but getting the quarterback is the most important situation, and that's the only thing I've never understood about owners that are super involved. Like, unless you were super, I don't know. You hire football people for the football reason. Like, I understand that it is your team technically. Like, you are paying everybody's salary. You own the team. Whatever. You can make any decision you want, and there's no blowback because you own the team. You can literally do whatever you want.
Right.
But like, why would you hire football people who have been doing it their entire career? Obviously, like, what makes you think that you're going to make a better decision than them?
Yeah, no, I completely get that. Like I wouldn't say I'm not worried or I'm not frustrated, but to be 6 weeks in, and now we're gonna bring it up, like it's like I get it. Tepper's been a crappy owner this whole time since he's been here. The hiring of Matt Rule, giving him a fully guaranteed contract with no NFL experience, when even his college record, like he turned around Temple and Baylor. They won like 4 more games. Like it's not like they went on and got top 5 ranked or anything. And obviously that doesn't work out, and everything's happening. And then he hires Frank Reich and all this. And I agree. I don't want him. I agree. You hire these guys, you pay them millions of dollars to make the decisions to get the team better because they have been doing it for a career when you haven't. But I mean, it's too late in this certain situation where it's Bryce Young versus CJ Stroud. It's too fucking late to be like, oh, I'm Frank. I wanted CJ Stroud. Shut up. You got Bryce Young. Deal with it. It's not like all they're playing 2 different positions. Bryce Young can do many of the same things CJ Stroud can do. Now, are their strengths a little bit different? Yes. CJ can push the ball down the field a little bit more. Bryce is, I can move a little bit more, but I'm more of a short game guy, short to medium. But it's not like Bryce can't make the same plays. Like, what did he have this full, grand scheme 17-0 playbook for CJ Stroud that when we drafted Bryce Young, all those plays went out the window?
Yeah, it just turned to nothing.
Yeah, like no, the scheme might have changed a little bit, but it's not like it changes ever. It's not like you're going from, a super mobile. It's not like you're going from Lamar Jackson to freaking, I don't know, like Phillip Rivers or something. You're not just going from 2 completely different playbooks. It's frustrating, but I don't know. Going forward, we'll see. Because I don't know. I don't remember what the contract for Frank was. I don't know what it is. It'd be a wild decision to fire him year one. But things got to change.
Stroud and Young are both better than Malik Willis. I mean, hey, you're right there.
That
And
is
probably Desmond Ritter.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
hey.
mean, Bryce hasn't like. I just feel like people.
No, I understand where you're coming from too, though. Like, it's way too early and unfair to bury somebody already. Like, they are 5 games into their career. I said this on the hard count, and Gridiron, you can be a testament to it. Like, we are such a microwave society, and like I understand, like me and you are part of the generation, and we do the exact same thing. Like, we overreact to things. We want things immediately. Like, I mean, I'm downloading the game today. I bought 2K today. I folded like an idiot, but my friends wanted to play. I'm like, bro, I got like, you got to do something. But like, it was like 163 gigabytes. It took like 3 hours to download or whatever, right? Even though my download speed's good, so that just means a big ass game, right? But like, I'm sitting there the whole time, like, bro, oh my god, like, like, what would we have done to Peyton Manning?
Oh my god.
Like, Peyton Manning would have been legitimately crucified if he had the season he did now. He would be a backup in the league right now. I guarantee it.
He'd be fighting for a job every offseason.
The Colts would have went out and drafted another quarterback after the first year if this was if he played like that.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's not like there's certain players where like the leash is different depending on who you are, your skill set, and like how developed you are. Like, if you're a 4-year starter and you come in at 24 years old and you're a grown man already, we expect a lot from the start. But I don't understand how anyone could see Bryce Young in college, see the Panthers roster, and expect immediate success when it's a brand new everything.
Like, that's the other thing too. Like, you're getting drafted that high for a reason.
Yeah.
It's because you're good, and 2, the team you're going to is awful. Like, the team you are going to go to, if you're drafted first, unless it's like one of those weird situations where your star quarterback gets hurt for the entire season, and like right now, right? If the Chiefs lost Mahomes for the season, and they had Chad Henne or whoever the hell their backup quarterback is, and he just can't do what Mahomes does, and you only have Kelsey with that receiving core, which obviously Mahomes elevates, and all of a sudden, like, they went 2-15, and they end up with the top 5 pick. Like, that is the only way you're getting drafted by a good team.
Or like what the Warriors did. When the Warriors, Steph Curry was out for the year, they got the number 2 pick.
Exactly. Like, that is the only way you're getting drafted to a good team as a very good player.
I think the
or if you have some random, like Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah.
The smoking thing comes out. He gets drafted to a better team. You're supposed to be a top 5 pick, top 10 pick.
Jalen Carter, too, falling because of it, like hectic offseason.
Exactly. Or you make one of those unbelievable deals, right? Where a good team trades away one of their players for, a high draft pick, and then that team goes on to be terrible.
Herschel Walker.
So it's just like, that's the only way it happens. But hey, listen, you did your Panthers right. Maybe I'll do a Patriot one next week, because I was
going to say, you probably want to get some stuff off your chest.
No, I'll save it till next week. Well, Trevor Lawrence's first year was bad. Yeah. Josh Allen was awful.
Zach Wilson. We're throwing names out there.
I'm not doing that one. But like, Josh Allen was terrible. I mean, just
a lot of great quarterbacks. It's not all of them.
You think Tom Brady was throwing 56 touchdown passes his first year in the league?
No, it just doesn't happen like that. Like, CJ Stroud is really, really good. That doesn't mean Bryce sucks. Like, both players can be good.
There are once in a whatever player. I mean, I say we say once in a generation talent every single draft class. So I refuse to say that anymore. But there's just people like that. Like, sometimes you're gonna come in and just look better.
Yeah. Sometimes it clicks sooner. Like, sometimes it just works.
And I mean, they even admitted over there in Carolina that, like, they were probably giving Bryce too much. Like, you look at Stroud, you look at Anthony Richardson. They're like, Darren Orlovsky was talking about, like, they walk up to the line of scrimmage, they say hike. Like that. Like, see, Bryce, they have him walking up, changing coverage.
We're checking, we're audible, motion. Like, it's
like, brother, it's his 5th game in the league. I understand that he picked things up very fast, but we should probably slowed down a tad bit there. But let's get into some other week 6 things. Obviously, the big thing, 49ers and the Eagles both lose. It was this is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my entire life this week. I mean, Bills once again looked awful against the Giants, who they were 15.5-point favorites over. 49ers were 9.5-point favorites over the Browns. And contrary to my sentence in the beginning of the stream, they did lose. Eagles looked absolutely terrible against the Jets. And let's see, anything else weird happen? Any other teams that were supposed to?
Everybody sucked this week, kinda.
I'm gonna be honest. Offense just doesn't look good this year.
I want to look at the numbers of the over-unders of this week because I bet there's so many unders.
Offenses in general just haven't, like, besides the Dolphins and like the occasional.
I was thinking about this. Have offenses been worse this year, or are defenses just balling out this year?
I mean, don't get me wrong; it is definitely probably a little bit of both. And
I think it's defense.
See, that was the thing
Philly,
I was going to say
San Francisco,
too.
Cleveland. I mean, New York. I think there are so many good defenses and not as much.
But here's the thing too, though. Like, it always takes defense longer to catch up. You know what I mean? Because they changed all these rules. Offenses for like the last 5 years have been going insane. It's the same. Like, I bring it back to baseball again because, like, they always say, like, the first month and a half, 2 months of the season, pitchers look like the greatest thing to ever exist.
Who won earlier?
The Texans.
2-0.
The Texans. Not the Texans. The Rangers.
Wow.
Texans would be in football. But yes, the Rangers beat the Astros, which makes me very happy. All the bad things that happen to the Astros makes me just very happy in life. I want them to have no success ever. But anyway, that's a different problem for a different day. But like pitchers, the first like 2 months of the season just look unbelievable because hitters, you just went for a little bit of break in spring training, and now all of a sudden you're like back to facing 100 miles an hour, and it's like, okay, that's a little strange. Like all these rule changes and adjustments, like all of a sudden teams are throwing it 40 yards down the field, and there's big play. Like defenses had to catch up to it, and I think finally they're catching up to it a little bit more. And it's like, okay, we're gonna play this shell defense. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. It's that type of situation. But which team am I more concerned about, the 49ers or the Eagles? I mean, it has to be the Eagles, right? We've been saying it the entire year that they just don't look the same, and you kind of keep expecting it to like catch up eventually. Like, okay, maybe this is the week. And I mean, first of all, that was the worst game of Hurts' career, easily. I mean, that was just awful.
First time he's looked bad in like over a year.
Absolutely. The offensive line honestly did not play very well for the Eagles, which is very weird, especially after Lane Johnson went out with that high ankle sprain. AJ Brown still did his thing, but I mean, I think you realize what the Eagles had to do. They didn't run the ball very well, and that is, no matter what we think of the Eagles, that is how their team is built.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with all the people that come from like that Shanahan kind of tree thing. Because you look at the Dolphins too, like, yeah, they pass it a lot. And obviously you see that with Tua and Tyreek Hill. But they also run the ball very effectively to the point that those things are open all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what the Eagles have to do. Swift has to have, 20 carries. You have to get Jalen Hurts, 5-10 carries a game. Like, that is what their team is built on, because then you can throw the 20-yard bombs, 40-yard bombs to A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. Like, that is what their team is based off of, and they just looked awful in this game. I mean, the defense did what it had to do. The three, especially the last interception, and that's the other thing. Like, the play calling, just I don't know if it's the play calling or the decision making out of Hurts in this game is what was concerning to me the most. I think more of the decision making. Like, why are you throwing a 40-yard pass on 4th and 5?
Yeah.
You just need the first down.
Even AJ Brown was like, "Wait, what?" Like,
well, I think there were 3 separate times I'm watching that Eagle game, and I looked and I was like, I literally said out loud, I said, "What the hell is that?"
mm-hmm.
Like, it was weird. And I mean, for the 49ers, listen, it's the first time they've lost with Brock Purdy. you had a NFC Championship game situation almost where Trent Williams got hurt for a little bit. McCaffrey was hurt with the oblique. Deebo Samuel went out. And, like, don't get me wrong, you still think that they're going to win against the Browns. But like you said, when are you going to start putting respect on the Browns' name where it's like that defense is very good? I saw it, watching ESPN earlier. I think they allowed like a 44% completion percentage in man coverage and had like a 6.7 QBR. Against man coverage in that game. They were just very good. Like, sometimes that happens. And don't get me wrong, I still think, the Eagles and the 49ers are going to be fine throughout the year. But more concerned would definitely be the Eagles right now, just because it's just not clicking. Like, we've seen it click for the 49ers. They had scored 30 points in every single game so far, blah, blah. Like, that was the first time Brock Purdy's looked awful. And, things happen. But definitely more concerned about the Eagles. And either way, I think both teams are going to bounce back and be fine throughout the year. I mean, you're talking about people are talking about like the end of the world. They're both 5-1. Like, I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm more worried about Philly. And like you were saying, like, it sounds elementary to be like, yeah, you run the ball to suck up the defense pause, but you run the ball to open up things, and it sounds elementary, but when you're really good at it and you do it at the right times and you pick your spots, that's what Philly did all last year. All the deep shots to Devontae and AJ, it was working really well. But I agree, this offense with Brad Johnson, it doesn't seem the same, which obviously it's not going to be. Him and Steichen's offenses are going to have differences, but it feels like Jalen Hurts looks confused out there. Like he's not going through progressions the same way, or he just doesn't feel as like confident in the decision making as he did, all last season. But yeah, I'm more worried about Philly because San Francisco, like, I don't want to call them excuses, but McCaffrey and Deebo both go down in game. It's regardless of how good the rest of the roster is, it's tough to lose those guys and adjust on the fly in when you're already in a tough game against a really good defense. And Brock Purdy, that's the first time we've really seen him look, not good too in his career. Like, it's
and I didn't, like, you brought it up too, and like I didn't really mention it too much. You have to give credit to both of the defenses.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the Eagles and the 49ers went out there and lost against the 31st and 32nd defenses in the league. Like, do we remember what the Jets did to Josh Allen in week 1? Like, Saleh came out after the game, was like, we've played very good quarterbacks and embarrassed them. Yeah. And I mean, big words, but you look at it, Hurts had 3 interceptions and I think a fumble. That was probably the worst game I've ever seen Patrick Mahomes play.
Yep.
Probably should have.
Josh Allen threw 3 picks.
I was going to say Josh Allen threw 3 interceptions. Like, the Jets defense, no matter what happened with Aaron Rodgers and everything, the team was originally built on the defense. They won the games last year because of the defense. Like, this is a very, very good team on defense. And the whole point of getting Aaron Rodgers was like, okay, now the offense can finally catch up a little bit so we can score enough points that the defense is giving up, 20. It's not, they scored, 21, so, we're screwed.
Yeah, I will say this, not being stupid about Zach Wilson. He actually has done a good job, like, these last 3 weeks of just taking care of the ball and not, like, doing anything crazy stupid. Like, you're athletic, use your legs, and take the easy stuff. Like, he's been doing a really good job of that. This week, he was really good at that.
I would not disagree.
And I mean, Rodgers out there throwing, they're what, 3-3?
Yeah, it's very – yeah, who knows? You can say this comment was relevant. Do you guys think that should have been a penalty at the end of the Bills game? Probably.
Absolutely. Throw the flag.
I mean, listen, you want to talk about terrible clock management too?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Why are we throwing it? Why are we throwing it?
Well, not even that. At the end of the first half, they run the ball. Tyrod Taylor checks into a run instead of a pass.
I was talking about the Bills.
Oh, well. I'm talking about the Giants because it's awful.
That's not even completely on Tyrod, I don't think.
Why? He checked into it.
Why is he giving him an option to check? Like, I get he's a veteran. Don't even give him an option to check because he will check. It's Saquon Barkley back there. I trust my guy.
Like you just said, you're a veteran. You should know that you only
better,
have 10
but
seconds.
As a coach, you shouldn't even give the option.
I guess, but you got to, be smart.
I'm a quarterback defender, though. I will always take the quarterback.
No, you absolutely are.
I think the end of the game. Why were the Bills throwing it?
No, that as well. But then even the end of the game for the Giants, you just said Saquon Barkley is the best player on the team. They had 2 plays from the one.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't give it to him either time.
The first one I get throwing it, like you got the flag, but it's like, hey, we just got saved. We're on the goal line. Give it to him.
Or you might as well. Like, wouldn't you rather lose? Wouldn't you rather lose with your best player?
Is Darren Waller the best player? Maybe.
No, not at all. I listen.
It was a flag though. Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie.
Real time. Tough.
Thankfully, I got sniped out of Darren Waller in a few fantasy leagues because I thought Darren Waller was going to go crazy this season. Certainly has not happened.
Didn't that happen with our fantasy league? We wanted Waller and he got taken. Yeah.
I traded for Sam Laporta in our league.
Ooh.
Great decision. Did not have the greatest week this week, but great choice by.
No one did. No one had a good week.
Hey, I played pretty well. How about this, Josh? Why don't we go into our QB of the week?
Yeah, like I just said, it was tough to find a quarterback of the week. Like there weren't too many. Was it easy for you? I mean,
no, not at all. I
think there's one that's like obvious, but I didn't want to pick him because it's going to be picked every week this season. But I went with Sam Howell. He didn't turn the ball over, only had 158 yards, but had 3 touchdowns. Got to win.
That is a very good one.
Quarterback of the week.
I mean,
2 was the obvious one because he's the only one that had like.
Who was the only other one that I feel like is allowed to be picked?
Yeah, no one. I looked through all of them. There was none that were like, oh, he balled out.
I mean, you can go with Stroud, I guess, because he had a good game against the Saints defense. But he only had a 199, 2 touchdowns, and he threw the interception. But I mean, for a rookie quarterback against that Saints defense,
probably the best first interception you could throw too. Threw it right to the linebacker, and the linebacker fumbled. They got the ball back.
I know, unbelievable stuff.
Like great first pick.
Offensive player of the week. I'm going with my guy just because I love being right. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I'm going with Kyron Williams. 20 carries, 158 yards, and a tud. Beast.
You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. How about your defensive player of the week?
Going back to Washington, Jamin Davis, 8 tackles, 1 sack, and had a pick where he was matched up outside on Bijan. Bijan ran a slant, and he picked it. Like as a linebacker. Just as a linebacker, lined up outside. Like Bijan's not a receiver, but he got receiver speed and shiftiness, so it was very impressive interception, and he played a good game. So I'm going Jamin Davis. I almost took Max Crosby, but he didn't have enough sacks to risk it.
I'll take Max Crosby just because he got me one step closer to Caleb Williams.
You're not getting Caleb Williams.
That's
so stupid if you guys get Caleb Williams. I will.
It's the only thing that I want.
No,
I am praying the Patriots don't win another game the entire season.
You're gonna. And
I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed.
The Bears are getting the first 2 picks, though. So
don't get me wrong. I get so disgusted watching the game. Like I still, because like I said, I'm a real fan. No matter what people think.
Except for Tampa for a couple of years.
No, but I was still a Patriot fan. I just wanted Tampa to do well because Brady was there. But I was still a Patriot fan. Like at the end of the day, if they met in the Super Bowl, I wanted the Patriots to win.
I don't know if I believe that.
Well, listen, I don't care what you believe. I know the truth in my heart.
I don't believe it.
Don't care. Like I said,
you guys don't deserve Caleb Williams, though. Just saying that you don't deserve. You'll fail him so bad.
Probably because then Bill won't be able to draft a wide receiver. Anyway, put some respect on my name. Anybody? Got anybody?
I will say it was gonna be Brock Purdy. Like that was the one I've been saying. Like he's on the radar. Like he's. I think if he bounces back, I think we could put him on there. Because that's really where you see how a guy is a guy. If they have a bad game, bounce back.
Oh, I thought I thought the Chargers about to have a punt return.
I don't think there's any prayers. Is there prayers?
Damian Harris.
They said he got movement in the extremity, so that's good.
I think he is also already released, but still, never
The
want to
ham,
see that.
the ham
Yeah,
lingo.
that's a little much, don't we think?
I don't know how to feel about it.
I feel like it was a little much.
I don't know why it's
Calais
there.
Campbell put some respect on his name.
Yeah, he got his 100th sack.
Did he?
Yeah, this weekend. I was gonna
Isn't
put
it-
him on there if he had a bunch more, but he got his 100th.
Isn't
Saw
it
that.
crazy that isn't TJ Watt already past that?
No,
You don't think?
100. Calais
Yeah.
Campbell's been in the league early 2010s.
Hold on, let me
Like
look.
he was Arizona,
Oh
Jackson.
no, I lied. Yeah, he has 85 and a half though.
I was gonna say 80 something. Like I mean, all-time Steelers is very impressive at TJ
I mean,
Watt.
85 and a half though for what TJ Watt.
All-time sack leader for the Steelers, and he's only like 28. The Steelers have had some monsters on that. James Harrison, Mean Joe Green, and TJ Watt's got more. Crazy. But shout out Calais Campbell. He's already got all the respect. He doesn't got to be on the list.
Just watching TJ Watt because like you
Calais
see how
Campbell a
good
Hall
he
of
is.
Famer?
I think so.
NFL Hall of Fame is interesting.
Yeah, there's to this. I don't care what anybody says. I will fight to the death of me that Joe Namath isn't a Hall of Famer.
Really?
If he doesn't win that Super Bowl, which obviously I know that's taking away his biggest accomplishment, man had more interceptions than touchdowns in his career.
Yeah, but the fur coat.
So put him in the swag fame. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to tell you?
He's got the fur coat.
Yeah,
Smoking cigs on the sideline, winning Super Bowls. He called it. He called it. He Babe Ruthed them.
Josh, you know what I would like to call our week 6 picks to the tape.
I'd rather not. If we could.
I mean, you want to talk about just an unbelievable week? That's what I did.
Yeah, put me in the prayers. Put me in the prayers.
Well, I mean, listen, Josh, we know that every year that you think you're going to win and then you never will because I'm here. I'll look at Austin Eckler back on the field. I'll look at this. A nice little screen pass. Oh, is he going to take it to the house? Oh, my God. No, he didn't. Almost, though. Anyway, how do we do? Oh, look at this. I forgot to delete the Texans off the screen. This is embarrassing. Hold on.
Big Texan show.
There we go. They're gone. They're gone. Listen, I can't be perfect all the time. I only try.
It's a beautiful graphic.
Listen, you know what? I appreciate it. Every week I do this. It's a lot of dragging and dropping.
Yeah, let's get into the picks.
No. Why don't you tell Gridiron what our records were last week?
So Gridiron, I won some, he won some.
No, I need numbers here. I like numbers. Cold hard facts, someone would say.
Numbers? Ooh, let me look through the archives. I hope they're still there.
I believe it was I was 11-3 this week. And with the chance of going 12-3 with the Chargers. And then you, I believe, were 7-7.
I can't. There's some errors going on, so I can't confirm
Which would bring my record to 61
or deny it.
30 games above 500, Josh.
Allegedly.
This is definitely the best start I've ever had.
I'm pretty good too. I mean, I'm 18.
55-37 is your record. I mean, Josh, you want to just throw in the towel now, or you want to actually keep picking? Because if I blow a 6-game lead, I'll never make a pick on this on the show.
What do you think I am? I'm doing this for a reason.
What an unbelievable opening drive by the Chargers. That looked so easy.
Seriously, how many plays? Like 5?
I would say. They had a touchdown call back on an illegal man downfield. They throw a screen pass to Austin Eckler, got it all back down to it was 5 plays, 42 yards. 22
that is a crazy decision. Illegal man downfield, and then you call a play where guys are going to beat downfield again almost illegally.
Hey, but it worked out. They got back down to like the 6. Keenan Allen scores another touchdown because this man is literally just the absolute GOAT, apparently. The Chargers.
I was considering going anytime.
The Chargers uniforms are so beautiful. Like, I will never get over how
they got the baby blues on tonight.
They got the blue and the yellow pants.
Oh, I like that combo.
It's just so gorgeous to look at.
Yeah, going from that navy blue LaDainian Tomlinson jerseys to these, upgrade.
I mean, if you ever tell me that the baby blue Charger uniforms aren't the best in any sport, you're lying to yourself.
I think you're wrong.
What is?
I'm a big pinstripe basketball jersey guy, though. So,
I mean,
and I also really the
the
Toronto
colors.
OG ones, the Memphis
Yeah,
teal,
but the colors, brother.
the Memphis, teal ones are.
I know. Anyway, listen, let's get to our week 7 picks. Gridiron, feel free to play along here. We started off Thursday night football. That would be the Jags and the Saints. Josh, can we? I'll give the option to both of us here. Trevor Lawrence, knee a little.
No,
hurt.
make a choice. Make a choice.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. I can't. I can't give you ultimate. I'm down 6.
No, I'm giving it to both of us. You're telling me you're picking one team one way or another?
Yep.
Really?
I have to put you in this spot.
I feel like you're picking the Saints no matter what. Then
That is not what that means at all.
I feel like it does.
All right, we can do the ultimatum. I won't do that.
I'll go Jags if Trevor Lawrence plays.
If not, you're going Saints.
No, it's screwed. I'm going Jags all the way.
CJ Beathard is the backup.
Never mind. I'm going Jags if Trevor Lawrence plays. If not, I'll go the Saints.
I'll do the same.
See? I think that's fair enough. I'm going to skip over the Patriot and Bill game because that'll be a 40-point blowout by the Bills. Browns at the Colts. I will take the Brownies.
Hold on, I have to catch up because you just skipped over a whole game. It doesn't just type itself. God. No respect. No respect for the work.
I appreciate what you do keeping track of our record.
Is Anthony Richardson out for the season, maybe?
It's looking like that. It's possible. I was watching Pat McAfee today. Him was talking to Shefty. It certainly is a possibility. I think he has a grade 3 AC joint thingy going on.
Twitter finger people out there, get off Bryce Young's dick. Go talk about Anthony Richardson. Jesus. I'm also on Cleveland.
Washington and the Giants. A little division rivalry here. Giants don't know how to score touchdowns, but they've also played very well against the Commies in the past. It's in MetLife. I'm going to go with the Giants.
What's the Daniel Jones situation? How long is he?
I have no idea.
Because if he's playing, I'm
going with Giants no matter what. I'll give you the ultimatum. I don't care.
Give me Giants. Give me Giants.
Josh, we didn't even talk about this, and I put in the title, bad guy out of me. Lions at the Ravens. Lions might be the best team in the NFL.
It is debatable.
They haven't given up a 100-yard rusher so far this season. Jared Goff is playing unbelievable football. The offense is just absolutely humming. Now, they do take a hit to that offense, obviously, because David Montgomery is going to be out for a little bit. They obviously lost Gibbs he was out this game. I don't know if he's hurt for the future. I can't remember exactly what it is. But St. Brown, you get Williamson. He's back. Sam Laporte has been unbelievable. The defense doesn't give up anything. Aiden Hutchinson is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the Lions.
They're also 28-12 in their last 40 against the spread. So they're a great betting team as well. 70%.
They've been unbelievable.
You're going Lions?
Lions, absolutely.
Yeah.
Raiders and the Bears.
Fields' dislocated thumb. Eberflus said it's about grip strength, but they're saying he's doubtful.
I think I was going Raiders either way, honestly, even though I don't think Jimmy will be playing either. So it'll be backup quarterback versus backup quarterback.
Forgot about Jimmy.
Hurt the back.
Yeah, he went to the hospital, right?
Yeah, but I saw something before we came on that he got good news about it. I don't know exactly what that means, obviously, since we're live and I didn't actually read it, but
this game is stupid. You're with the Raiders?
Yeah, I'll take the Raiders. Why not?
Give me the Raiders.
Falcons this is a terrible week. None of these.
I feel like every week this season has been like this.
None of these games really intrigue me. I'm not going to lie. Like 6 years ago, Bills Patriots, intriguing.
Yeah.
I mean, we get intriguing games later on in the schedule. Let me not tweak. What was I going to say? Where were we? Falcons at the Bucks. I will take the Bucks.
Me too.
Steelers and the Rams. I will take the Rams easy.
Yeah.
Cardinals and the Seahawks. I have the Seahawks.
Yep.
Cardinals have been a very tough team. Give them a lot more
credit. Does Kyler automatically step in when he's back?
I mean, listen, I know Dobbs has been doing his thing, but can we be honest and stop pretending that Kyler Murray's like a bad football player? I understand.
But it kind of works out. That's how I'm saying. It works out perfect for Arizona. Dobbs is playing really well. Higher draft pick.
I mean, yeah. But what are you going to do with that draft pick?
Marvin Harrison Jr., if you're lucky.
That is a good point.
But Chicago's almost guaranteed him at this point.
I mean, yeah, they got the first and second overall pick.
Yeah.
If they draft Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., trade Justin Fields, get maybe another. Do you think they get a first for it?
Bryce Young could be a first ballot Hall of Famer and win 2 Super Bowls. We probably still lose that trade.
Especially if they both turn out to be dogs.
Yeah.
Because you think you can trade Justin Fields for another first?
Absolutely. I mean, there are too many teams out there without established quarterbacks that would love Justin Fields. Tampa would jump at him.
I don't know. Baker's been playing well.
Yeah, but he's not a long-term answer. Maybe the Steelers like Justin. There's so many teams out there that would jump at him.
Hey, shit, I'll take him on the Patriots over Mac Jones. I'll tell you that. Green Bay and the Broncos. This is a disgusting game. I'll take the Packers, though.
I'll take the Broncos.
Chargers at the Chiefs. Finally, one of those games that you were excited to watch. You know what? Give me the Chargers. Screw it. Dolphins and the Eagles. Sunday Night Football. Now, that is a primetime game. At least on paper. We know that it's going to end up being awful. Let's be honest with each other.
I'm fading you.
Are you?
Maybe.
Oh, God. I'm just scared if Lane Johnson doesn't play, if the pressure will be there again. Darius Slay didn't play in this game. I hope he's back because obviously you'll need him against, that entire team. Oh, Dak just got bodied. Oh, man. You know what? Eagles bounce back.
Really, why did you go Miami?
Oh, you know what? Fine. You want the Eagles? I'll pick Dolphins.
Well, now I kind of want the Dolphins.
I'll go against whatever. Listen, I'll let you have it. Whatever team you want.
Okay.
I'll pick against. I'll
no. Screw you. Pick.
No, I gave it to you, and you said yes, so you have to do it now. Oh, what a play call by the Cowboys. I'm not even going to lie. A little RPO, rushing touchdown for Dak.
I don't know.
Well, listen, I'll give you a hint here. Gridiron. He's got the Jags. I agree. Bills, agree. Browns, agree. Ravens, agree. Commanders, agree. I went with the Raiders. He going with the Bears. Agree on the Bucks.
No, I went with the Raiders.
No. I'm talking about me.
I thought you were saying me. My bad.
No. I don't care about you, Josh. It's all about Gridiron. Seahawks, we agree there. Packers, we're both going with. Chargers, we're both going with. He went with the Eagles. So you can agree with Gridiron. You can go against Gridiron.
Well, all the games we've disagreed on, you and Gridiron are on the same team. So you're against me. Give me Miami.
All right, I'll go with I got the Eagles, and it's okay. And then San Francisco against the Vikings. I will definitely take San Fran in a bounce back.
I agree. Sorry about it, guys. Connie, Gridiron, you guys are going down this week. I'm going 3-0. I'm cutting it to 3. And we move.
We disagreed on 3. What 3 did we disagree on again?
I have Denver. You have Green Bay. I have Kansas City. You have the Chargers. I have Miami. You have Philly.
I mean, I'm sorry to tell you. There's no way you're winning that Packer game. No way.
The Packers are as bad as Denver.
No, they are not.
Yes,
you're out of your mind.
Green Bay looked worse against the Raiders. Looked as bad as Denver did against the Chiefs against the
Do
Raiders.
we not remember the Broncos giving up 70?
The Packers aren't good either.
70.
They haven't done it every week. The Chiefs only scored like 16.
When did they play the Broncos?
Last Thursday, or last Monday. One of the primetime games last week was the first primetime game.
Are you sure?
Yes, it was.
I do not remember them playing each other at all.
Yeah, Denver's Kansas City was Thursday last week.
Oh
like
yeah.
Denver sucked, but
and they were like
only gave up 16.
They were 10-point favorite, and they won by 11. I remember now.
Yeah, because they had a field goal late. So, yeah.
Yep. Ooh, Packers coming off a bye. Oh, easy win.
Hey, what do the Braves say? Too much rest? Too much rest?
Different sport.
Too much
All
rest?
right. Well, listen, everybody. That is the end of the show. Anthony Conover _ over there on X, which is the dumbest thing ever, by the way. You can find
Generation X. Break it down.
Oh, what a time to be alive. But yeah, you can find me there. Make sure you follow us on Twitter or X, Gen Z Sports as well. And then look at that. You see it scrolling across your screen right now. Underdog Fantasy. Use code Gen Z W first deposit and make a wonderful decision. All right.
Yep. Follow me on Twitter at Jolin_4. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, make sure you check out MNC Hoops, all NBA season. They're doing great content there all season. We'll be making our predictions next Monday because the season kicks off on Tuesday. So make sure you guys don't miss that show. Ironic. Like Connie said, scrolling right down there that away is the code you can use to double your first deposit and win some money. And tune in next Monday, 7 Eastern.
With all that being said, appreciate everybody for tuning in and listen. Catch you on the next one, all right?